You're going to miss the first 3 minutes because we didn't turn on the recorder. But when we load it up on YouTube.
Then let's just say we'll start a fresh welcome.
Hey, welcome to the EUGE show. How you doing? Good to see you. Today is Monday.
Did they answer?
Did they? Who?
I was listening and I heard no answer. I mean, you asked them clearly, how are they doing?
Oh, sorry. I shouldn't talk to people that they don't answer.
Gosh.
Yeah. So anyway.
They're as tough as the guests at getting an answer out of them.
Yeah, so here we are on EUGE, where our guests are supposedly on the way, stuck in traffic here in Denver, Colorado. So if there is traffic here in Denver, Colorado, if you could call that traffic.
It's generally going to be at 6 o'clock in the evening on a Monday to Friday basis.
Well, it happens. That's okay. That's okay. I know that Jana had, has people tuning in to see her.
I want to say hello to them.
I want to say hello to all of her friends, and we're just
expecting Jana any minute.
Any second. And yeah, that was my southern accent.
Okay.
So,
which is country for I'm being as polite as I can be. It's good.
So I mean, we are looking forward to interviewing her.
When they get here, we're going to have to wire them up.
Yeah, so you're going to see that. We're going to have to put mics on them. But we will be here. So we got an interview. Also, wanted to get this out right on the top. I guess I'd like to apologize to any people that I offended with any of my earlier broadcasts. It's all jokes. It's all in jest, and I really wasn't trying to offend or belittle. Really wasn't trying to belittle anyone, and so I'd like to.
I think the word is belittle.
Belittle anyone. Yes. Thank you, baby.
We got it from
we do the show.
We got it from the judges
here in my living room, here in the kitchen. So
it's evolved to here in your living room.
But check that out. I mean, look at that. It looks amazing. I mean, if you can actually put people there, and anyway, you'll see. You'll see.
We shouldn't segue out of your apology.
Right.
Shooting
okay. So there we go. We're much better at that, though, aren't we? Aren't we much better at that?
Everybody.
So yeah. So anyway, sorry, and love you. We're gonna go on. We're gonna make a whole lot of comedy together here in Denver, Colorado, and we love it.
What
was your week like?
My week was fun. Wow, that would be the last thing I want to talk about. I had an interesting week. It's a busy bear. And I did. Oh, you saw my amateur puppets.
I did. Oh, you have to see the. What are you calling it?
Amateur puppet comedy show. But that's a pretty good example of like, for instance.
Man, I should have taped that.
I'm glad you didn't.
Okay.
I tried real hard with a venue, and I look forward to trying harder in the future. But that was one where I just went. I put a lot into this. And,
it really was great. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed
it. The puppets were very funny.
The puppets were great. What Chuck did was a puppet show with like bags. Bag puppets, sack puppets, I guess is what you call them when I was young, with sack puppets, and it was an adult show for. Done with
there was
bag
a drag
puppets.
queen puppet.
There was a drag queen puppet named
Bagatha Misty, and she sang a very dirty song as a drag
Bagatha
queen
Misty.
would.
Yes.
And then my favorite joke was, who's the most famous puppet other than Pinocchio?
Who's that?
Joe Biden. That's still my favorite joke. It was a fun process because I got to you envision a puppet, then you go, well, what's the puppet's story, and more importantly, what are they trying to say?
Right.
With jokes, like a comedian always generally has something they're trying to say. Like if there's a sarcasm, it's an underlying tone of sarcasm. If it's about the quality of TV, then that's what their act is about. If they're bitching about the quality of TV, that's fine. That's what they get to do.
Right.
But generally, somebody picks an angle. And so to look at a puppet and be like, what is the angle for this one? I created 4 different puppets, and it was very fun.
I saw a whole lot of potential in the show. I mean, really. I mean, there is a show there for sure.
Yeah, because you can just take a puppet and be like, all right,
and
what's
do. Yes. There was sack joke after sack.
Misty act. She's from Vegas, so she said, I'm a Vegas act. And instead of take a bow, she goes, I know how to take a fold, which is
great.
There's a Vegas double entendre of card games there. And
right.
That's the kind. I love puns, and I don't need it to be a serious act. It's an open mic that my friend does, and she wants promoted. So,
well, let's promote it. Your friend is
Melissa Ivy, and she's a nice open mic at the Savoy Theater, and
yeah,
she didn't pay to promote it, so I don't know.
I was checking to see if our guest had Facebooked us, but not since they.
Well, I'll keep winging it.
Yeah, we're good.
What was your week like, Eugene?
You know what? We agreed.
All I did there was just take the same question, throw it back in your court.
Actually,
the show can stall on that topic. And the kids at home. We're gonna summarize what to do about how to stall.
Right.
That'll be right after what Eugene did this week.
We did the Friday night showcase. It went really, really well. One of the best shows we ever had.
Who showcased the best?
Wow. Vicky Edgar.
Okay.
Edgar.
What does it mean to showcase?
I keep messing up her name. Vicky
Edgar or something.
Yeah.
What does it mean to showcase?
Well, it's different in different places. When I say showcase is that in town it's rare to get 10 minutes on a stage for the comics that I put up on the stage. So they get a chance to showcase.
I mean, do they only get? It's rare because they don't get that much time. They usually get less.
Right.
So I'm all itchy in my ear today.
Yeah. Are you? That's okay.
I can't help that. And then I'm like, here, let me put your equipment back.
Itch happens. So
what? That's probably playing well at home.
That's what that is. I was like, what is that?
Those of you with a Dolby sound system.
What is that bong that's happening?
I'm going to Melissa Ivy here. Sorry. Speaking of, I have to return a message to her shortly. But, I'll do that during the break.
Right. So the showcase went well, and they usually don't get 10 minutes, and everybody really killed it.
I forgot to ask, is that a long amount of time or a short amount of time, 10 minutes?
That's a long amount of time, usually.
So the people are excited, and what would you, like if somebody here wanted to showcase at your showcase, what advice would you give them, other than be on time and your guests are here?
Oh, hey, my guests are here. Ray, would you get the door?
You know what?
Ray?
Eugene's going to go seat the guests.
Ray's got his headphones on, so. All right, I'll be right back.
Folks, you're going to hear a snip and a thing while Eugene unplugs.
Thank you.
And you're going to watch me explain how to stretch. Your girlfriend may do yoga if you date a girl who does yoga. And that'd be a good topic to bring up when you're wondering about like what to do while you stretch. What you want to do is talk and keep the audience going, all while you listen for the context clues of how much longer am I going to have to stretch. So if you can hear, then I know that here come the guests, and I'm going to have to carry you through while they get seated and their microphones on. When you're the guest of a show like this, you get brought in, and people mic you up, and that's the thing that's happening. Here comes Jana and her lovely daughter, and you're going to see them come into frame. And what we're checking for now, technically, is how does the light play on the logo behind them. It looks wonderful. And I bet you for those of you on YouTube, it just looks magnificent. Because I noticed that when I look at the studio stuff, I'm really picky about it. And then somehow YouTube cleans it up. I don't know what they do. Google goes in overnight and scrapes. The cats will talk to you as if you have food, which I always keep some in my pockets, so that's why the cats are around.
I'm sorry.
And so Eugene's going to go through one at a time, and microphone you. And guests at home, I'm going to talk about appropriate and inappropriate touching when it comes to being sound mic'd and such. One, on a professional set, you should expect a sound person to be very professional about approaching your space, and you ought to also be prepared to help that sound engineer navigate moving wires and such into your personal space. So you're going to want to be ready for something like that, and to know how to defend your own boundary and share that with a professional person. Second, a professional sound engineer shuts the microphone off when you go to pee. They don't even listen. They shut it off. That's what they yell. When they yell cut in a movie, the sound engineer has cut the recording, and that's how you as an actor know that you can go pee. and take a wicked loud grumpy, is what they call that, and not offend the sound engineer who might be wired into you for an entire day. I took us to a shit joke, and that's probably why I shouldn't be covering today. We're really close to having both the guests wired up, and then Eugene's going to plug himself in. And in the meantime, I'm going to do some drumming on the microphone stand.
Looks worse than it is.
I've been drumming for 6 years now. I take a microphone stand drumming class every Thursday at Guitar Center at 10 a.m. My drum teacher is Phil the Pill. He was in a band called Sad Sad Sad. They used to play the High Dive on Thursdays. 2004, and now Phil pretty much washed up, but he's a pretty good microphone stand drummer, and he offers lessons at the Guitar Center. $45 a lesson, which is, I'm going to turn this into a career. The key to good microphone stand drumming, he says, is rhythm, and I think it's being funny over it. Because, who'd really go watch a microphone stand drummer, if it was just like, microphone stand drummer, that's the show? Or would you watch a comedian be funny and silly while they improvise a microphone stand drum routine? Do you want to sound check the microphone stand drumming? Oh, no, you want to sound check the guests. I got you. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Hello.
Do you want to introduce yourselves to everybody?
Hold on. Don't introduce yourself.
Oh, don't introduce yourself yet. I hear the sweet echo of one guest.
Yes, I'm Jana Pink.
Oh, look at that. That's Jana Pink introducing herself. She'll be able to do it again, I promise. And then, who's the lovely lady with you? I understand has recently been doing comedy.
This is my daughter, Tiffie Pink.
Tiffie Pink. All right.
I know we sound like strippers.
How long have you been related to Pinky Tuscadero?
Now, I'm
Young
sure
people,
your daughter has no
I have-
idea what you just said.
Tiffy, do you know who Pinky Tuscadero is?
I do not.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Jada?
As you should
Do you know
know.
who Pinky
No,
Tuscadero
Sorry.
If I were to say the names
Fonz?
Laverne and Shirley.
Yes.
Okay.
Bam.
Pinky Tuscadero was a sometime
Wow.
guest on Happy Days and
Yes.
Laverne and Shirley.
Okay. Bam. We're
was her
here.
thing.
That was her thing. She tapped and.
Whoop.
Yeah.
She
Okay.
was really tough and cool.
Wow.
She could beat up the Fonz.
All right. So, wow. All right,
Right
Chuck.
before he jumped the shark. Well, I talked to the kids about
Thank you. You did it. You did
stretching.
it. You did it. You figured out how
I
to
showed
stretch.
them my microphone drumming and a lot of comments on the YouTube page.
Welcome.
If you scroll down below, you see the comments
I'm
on
sure
the
they
YouTube
would.
page
Yeah. I'm
about
sure.
what a good microphone drum stand drummer.
There will be. If you enjoyed that
Guaranteed
drumming,
this.
please let us know because we'll put that. We'll keep.
Say
it
if
in
you're
the show.
watching this, next year at this time.
We'll never wire Chuck up again if you like to say. we'll give him a
Scroll
mic
down,
stand.
you're going to be like, this
Yeah.
is where microphone. I got my start, microphone stand drumming by watching this episode of EUGE show.
So, oh yeah. See, we have these.
You want to walk
shots
through all the camera positions?
Yeah, we have these shots of us.
See, this one I like, but
And
it's not enough
it's
of our
not-
guests.
it's
Look,
us. It's-
this
and
is
it's-
us
it's
talking
not
to
enough
you
guests.
girls. You can see yourself in that. I call you girls just so I can,
And then that's this
we
one
value
here.
you because
Now-
it's a competitive industry.
And we also have another one that's supposed to be a mountain behind you, but for some reason the green screen won't work, and so.
It'd be great if they were wearing green. That's something you're going to want to tell guests not to
We
do.
didn't-
Oh yeah, that's
Is
true.
wear green.
That's a
You
good
do
idea.
want green or no green?
No, yeah, no.
So we
'cause
did.
then you'd
Yeah,
have a
we did the
mountain
right thing.
Yeah, so
on
you're
you.
good
You
to
did
go.
wonderful.
But if you could, man, if this thing worked, you'd be sitting in a mountain stream right now, looking all angelic. But it doesn't.
Let's put them back with the huge show logo, and they
Anyway.
look wonderful.
So that's what
And let's we'll chat with our guests.
That's part of our show. Is what we do is we try to figure out how to work this crap ourselves. We don't know. We don't know. We just work it.
Every time you learn more of that.
Exactly right. That's every show is better. That's true,
Yeah.
Chuck.
very
every
fun.
show.
Very good. Every show is better.
Okay, so hello, introduce yourselves. Welcome to EUGE. How are you?
Oh.
We know each other from
Yes,
forever.
it's
so.
a pleasure to be here.
Yeah.
And I'm Jana Pink,
Uh-huh.
and this is my daughter Tiffie Pink.
Yes, I'm
Hello,
Tiffie Pink.
Tiffie Pink. How are you? And I just met you. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to download a copy of the. No, we don't have to. I got one on my computer. A copy of the Friday night showcase that you both were on this
Yes.
Friday, which was like incredible. Wow. All right, so
Did they
I want to.
perform together?
Yeah, they were on the. No, they didn't. Not on stage together.
Okay.
But they did.
Okay, that's the first thing I'm pretty sure folks at home wanted to know.
Different
No.
sets on the same show.
Different sets on the same show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of sets.
So let's talk to you first. Tell me your intro into stand-up comedy. What brought you here?
Okay, at church, they were trying to find something that I really loved.
That never happens. They never start with at church. But go ahead, continue.
That's not a good way to begin.
No, that's fine. That's cool. Go ahead.
But anyway, so they paid for me to go to Sci Seminar, which
Okay.
is like this wonderful seminar, and you get to talk in front of 50 and 75 people. And they said, you need to go into comedy. But people are always easily impressed. So, and if they don't know what else to say to you, they say that.
They say you need to go into comedy?
Yes, because everyone thinks they can write a book and everyone thinks they can be a comedian.
Right.
But that's what got me started, and I started going to shows. And
How long you been at it?
well, just this last year I've been able to perform more.
Mm-hmm.
My interest started 7 years ago, but actually doing it has been like a year.
So your interest 7 years ago, what was that gap like? I mean, what was that gap for? You
Well,
started.
lots of times I'm a
Oh, was it children? You.
Yeah.
It's your fault.
I'm a single mom, and my car kept on breaking down.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I would only be on stage twice a year. So you can't say you started back then when you're only,
Okay, right.
Sure.
Right.
when you can only make it to 2 shows a year.
Gotcha.
So that's
But you could say you started back then.
Yeah.
You think?
Well, yeah, I think every person has their own path.
Yeah.
I know, but then everyone would expect me to be better than I am, don't you think?
I think
You'd be like, wow, you started out. Look, I started 2 years ago. Look at me.
If you wanna, if you want to answer it like that,
But people don't. It's
like how long you've been pursuing it professionally. You could say it that way. I started, in this era. I don't know what happened there. All right, so I started, whenever you started, and then you could say I started pursuing it professionally whenever you chose to do that.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
You're
I wouldn't
such a
hide your
nice
start
diplomatic person.
date. I do what I can.
Oh my
You're
God.
so kind, Chuck.
Jesus.
And Megan, how she got started.
Who says that to Chuck Roy?
You know something? It gets said a lot.
Wow.
It gets said a lot. I'm pretty
I'm
diplomatic. I'm
stunned.
a pretty
No,
good
he's-
politician.
He's let me be on his show before.
You
That's
are.
what I
You
say.
definitely are. Definitely a politician. Definitely.
Yeah.
All right.
So, like 5 years ago, Tiffy, to get out of trouble, would say, "Mom, chill. I'm working on my set," and that worked for everything. And I
Right.
said, "Why do you have a set? You don't do comedy." "Mom, I'm working on my set," and so this started like 5 years ago. And then she started friending comedians and becoming friends with, actually.
Well, let's let her tell that story. Yeah. Tell me.
Okay, well, when we have things at school, you have to say something interesting about yourself. And I had to keep saying that she was a stand-up comedian because I didn't have anything exciting about myself.
Okay.
And like, you don't do anything? Like, no, I can speak some Chinese, and that didn't cut it for me. So I moved on. And then last year we had a big benefit in my town because a bunch of buildings burned down.
Okay.
It was like $5 to enter, and I did a set. My first set, and I dressed up like Olivia Newton-John and had my sister dress up like the guy as the opening to the set.
Right.
And then I kind of got discouraged and busy, so I didn't do anything about that. And let's see, about 2 weeks ago, I had another bashing. I went to audition for graduation entertainment.
Okay.
Nobody told me that it's only singers.
Oh, really?
And
It's a piano and everything. Sheet music. A little sheet music right now.
Tell me they didn't know it until you started telling jokes. They did.
I really just.
They didn't laugh at her. Bless her.
no.
Who would? If you're expecting a singer, why would you all of a sudden be like, oh yeah?
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, say, can you?
Look at the respect. Look at her. What? No, I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead.
No, it's terrible. It's like 8 old men that look like they just had colonoscopy.
Oh my God, that's me. That's me, right? Okay, go ahead. Continue.
They were making this joke, and I did my thing about dating a blind guy, and the one lady in there starts like crying. She said, "You have no respect, young lady."
Oh my God.
Oh no.
It was pretty bad.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh no. Walk me through all the jokes then.
Yeah, tell me-
Please
let's
walk
hear the
me
set.
through
I wanna know
all the
these.
jokes.
I wanna-
Why not?
Tell me
Why
the
not?
blind guy. Tell me dating the blind guy.
First of all, are you in high school?
Yeah, I'm a senior.
And so you're auditioning for your own high school What is it?
Okay, it's the graduation. We graduate at Red Rocks, and I got an email if you have an entertaining ability. That says anything.
Right. Sure.
I mean, I could go and play cups on there. And
Correct. And so the only people
They're lucky they only got a comic and a singer.
I'm just trying to get the background, and then I want to hear the set.
Right. Okay. All right.
So we've described the people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're me.
old.
They're me.
And they're like 5 feet away from me.
How old are they, by the way? Are they as old as Eugene?
Well, they're colonoscopy old. They got to
younger?
be my age. They got to be they're my age.
I know. I'm just trying to. How old are they? Older than him, younger than him, or
Are
his
they
age?
old like me?
Oh no, he's young. They're
God.
old.
Are you
I love
sucking
this
up to
girl.
him?
Yes.
She's
Yes,
brown
you are.
nosing.
Yes,
you know.
you are. You know.
So,
Thank you.
they're old like Eugene, and
Well, they must have been. One of them got really offended with the blind joke, so I don't know what.
we're gonna find out what the jokes
Okay.
are in a second.
Were any of them
I
black?
think we've
Were any
carried
black
out.
people there? Okay, just checking.
What? All right. So you're in the theater.
What school is that? There are no black people in your school?
Let's not say what school. Let's not say what school. A nice school.
How dare them? Huh?
A nice
Let's
school.
report
within
them.
Any
Metro
random
Denver.
school in Colorado. I'm sorry, go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
So are you in a theater room when you're
Yeah,
auditioning?
it's like a theater. No, it's the choir room. So
Yeah.
And what was
I'm
the
right
first
here.
sign that you had that?
Nobody was, that there was just singers. I mean, are you sitting there and everybody else is singing and waiting for
well,
someone to tell jokes?
We showed up and I brought my little sister because I was like a little uneasy. And I look and everyone's singing. I watched a couple of them and I was like, oh, this is weird. And I walk in, they've got a piano player and microphone. And I was like, I'm so sorry to disappoint you, but I'm not here to serenade you.
I've done this gig.
Oh.
I've done this gig before. Oh my God.
Okay, okay.
Lord. Okay, so you say you're not there to serenade them.
Yeah, and they're like, what makes you feel that you're qualified for this job? Oh,
Oh my God.
no, it was.
Okay, I mean that's
Well, I got a microphone.
I've got the only sense of humor
that's
in
a
the
good
room.
question to ask
Here I
in
come. Oh.
an audition, I guess.
Right.
I just it's fair for them to audition.
Yeah.
I guess it's fair for them to have if history is everybody's a singer, then you go everybody must be a singer. But I don't think you're unfair in saying, the email said if you have an entertaining ability.
Yes.
So pretty much if somebody comes in with a hula hoop and goes,
Please, I'm there.
really good with the hula hoop.
I do this with style.
Don't you
Right.
think these judges are lucky that people actually brought a song?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, because they really could have been like, my name is Mikey, and
Dude.
oh, say, can you say? Okay, so now that we've gotten to there,
The singers don't like comedians though,
you're-
sometimes.
now you're auditioning, and they've asked you,
They've asked me why I'm there and what qualifies me.
Well, young lady, what qualifies you for this job?
My friends think I'm really funny and I have relatable material. Right, we'd like to see you. So I go over to, I can't even, there's no stand. They throw me a wireless mic.
Oh my God.
like the one you have on now.
No, not a
Or a
lavalier
wireless.
wireless, like a big one.
Like
with
a big-
like
Yeah,
that with
huge
no
one.
wire.
Okay.
Yeah, we
so
have
you
wireless
a
in the
wireless mic, okay.
And then it goes all Eagle Hawk on me. They're like, go. And I was,
Eagle Hawk. All right.
it was terrible. And I had a piece of paper because I had to come up with school appropriate stuff. Even though I'm primarily clean, I still have some stuff that's a little iffy.
Yeah, it is iffy.
And so I had my paper and I put it down at the piano. So I was walking around and I'd go over to the piano and look.
God.
Oh, it was terrible.
Oh my God, she's doing a Richard Lewis bit.
It was a
Sorry for your
nightmare.
career. You'll be fine.
Oh
you make
God,
a lot of money.
This story is going to make you famous. You're going to be telling this when you're my age. You're going to be telling this story.
Wrong? Do you think you did anything wrong? Was the material good? Did
I thought the material was
Did you
amazing.
deliver it amazing?
Did you get a laugh?
Calm down.
Yeah, no lie, she's amazing.
Calm down,
Hold
high
on, hold on.
school.
She's bringing it.
No
Okay, the
grades.
singer before.
Everybody wins.
The singer before. me
That's
was
an everybody
horrible.
wins sort of mentality. Like,
Tell me about your opening act. What happened?
I was talking about learning to drive, and I was completely innocent. I was talking about how everyone does the peace sign at me with only one finger. And
okay,
everybody
that's not.
lost
You
it.
know how that? What did they laugh?
Yes, everybody laughed, and then the oldest guy, like the elder, looks over at them and they silence.
Wow.
And start scribbling on their thing.
Oh my!
And from down there,
And that's the end of it.
Well, let's go through that joke
Okay,
again,
okay. So-
right? Because like one of my first shows I ever booked was like at my own high school, and somebody came in and ruined it. So, what is the high school principal setting for a goal, or the people auditioning for you? They have grandmothers at the show, right?
that's true.
And so you did the joke you have is a middle finger joke, which is right. I mean, which is we can but that's. I've worked Red Rocks under a city there is the city, and I'll tell you you're right at the line, and you're at opening one. So I think I pushed enter or something.
What?
I pushed a button, and I didn't know if I did what made the screen switch. But that's. It's terrible you didn't get the gig and everything, but I also don't want to let you just be all they were.
It was their fault.
It's their fault. You're opening. One, you're using notes. Two, so how great are you if you need your notes right over there? And two, if your first joke is, I'm gonna wave a middle finger, do you really think the rest of your set walk the line that you previously made it out to be like, I'm a champion of walking this line. I was so clean.
You might have lost them right off the bat
The
there.
singers they can have their lyrics. Why is it any different for me?
Okay, it's not, but you want to get the job.
I don't have
that's
it.
all. You want to get the job, so you have the difference is I don't think you got the job, right?
We'll get
don't
back
know.
to you.
We don't know, but you let me know. But that's we can only take it as a good try, and I'm glad you did it. But if you come away with these are the reasons why they failed me, it's just an audition. There's going to be plenty more of them, and you kind of already gave me 2 clues as to why.
It's got to be a funny story. Make it a funny story.
Yeah, it's a funny story. That's awesome. But you gave me a couple clues as to why maybe you didn't get the gig, right? And it's okay to be all right then. If I'm going the next time I go audition and it's for a city event and there's going to be people in there who are really micro watching my material. I better have material.
I might tighten it up a little bit more than that.
Well, they said PG-13, and the songs that some of them auditioned are worse than my material.
I would agree. But people put another standard on when you're standing there and just from my experience, when you're standing there at a microphone by yourself, it's a whole different standard than if you're rapping. Or you're, what I mean? I hear what you're saying. There probably was a lot different, a lot worse material, but it had a beat behind it.
And they're not
people
calling.
That's exactly right. You should have put a beat behind it.
Like Shade of Firm, huh?
Right.
A complaint at Red Rocks generally routes through the website of Red Rocks, and then it begins there. And I've been through the complaint on the website through the person before, and so. The people on the other end who get the complaints and deal with the complaints have a right to go to work as well and be like, well, I don't really want to get a complaint because some girl in high school decided she wanted to try stand-up comedy at Red Rocks. That's a fair conclusion on their end. And that's, that's why I guess if I'm harsh or anything, it's just they have they got an 8-hour day too. They want to go to work for 8 hours and they just want to they want to run Red Rocks and they don't want to have emails where they got to read and go, what did she say? And then they have to take a phone call from somebody, generally from Highlands Ranch.
Yeah. And then,
and so, that's, I'm just to advocate for them. There's people behind the stage who want to make your show succeed or the show succeed. So if you want to be on their show, if you're trying to audition, then I guess in the future, give yourself a break by giving them a break. Let them say no, and go, oh, dang it! But, I tried. You're right. At least you did bring a routine. All the kids in high school that didn't show up with a routine, have a woulda, shoulda, coulda story.
Right. You have a story.
You have a audition, and this old man cut me off. I mean, no. No kidding, he's going to cut you off after that joke. Right?
No finger jokes for clean comedy contest.
At least you have a life, you witnessed what it's like in the middle of an audition to just be like,
Yes.
Here we go.
Oh man,
You know,
you know how when you're in the middle of the clean set and then suddenly there's the F-bomb?
that is my clean set.
I've been there. And it's like, and for the rest of your set, no matter how good you do, you know there's a manager in the back that's getting ready to talk to you.
I don't know how to do a clean
You're
set
gonna do 3
and
minutes.
succeed.
Oh, I can,
You know,
like,
so
my
that's-
set's clean. Oh, by the way, speaking of sets, did you want to see her set from the Friday Night Showcase?
Sure.
All right. See that slider? Oh, it's already up. We're good. I think we're good. The one right under the white thing, if it's too loud, bring it down, okay?
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, hold on. I didn't take any audio. Audio device is going to be that one. Yeah. Okay. So, play that.
Back there,
What happened? Oh, did I hit pause? What the hell? Okay, hold on.
He's not driving.
All right, it's killing me. It's killing me.
You are watching the EUGE show,
This is how we do it, buddies.
and we are setting up a clip.
We are trying.
And you ever like watch a show and they're mad at the control room
talking
for
on the
not
phone the
rolling
other
a
day.
clip right now?
Yeah.
And
Right
she
now,
told me about
you
this
know what's going
conversation
through
she
the
had had with her
person's
friend,
head.
and her
Trying to
friend
set up
told
the clip, going like, "Hey, I
Not
moved the
too long.
arrow. I'm
All right,
sorry.
we're there.
It's on."
100,000 square miles of
This
ocean,
guy's-
300,000
next.
legal. I said the same thing anytime people start hating on Mexicans.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Have you ever
Oh,
had
no.
tacos?
And this was at Ari's Tavern.
Tacos are fucking amazing. I don't even have to get into enchiladas. I don't even care what Mexicans do.
Know your
Fuck.
audience, dude.
Their food is great.
Move forward.
Their food is great, as if they're not seated right in front of you.
Yeah.
Our food is wonderful. Is what the audience at Ari's.
100,000 square miles of ocean, 300,000
move.
legal.
I love that.
she's
This
going to
guy's
be in the
into my
Green
world for
Comedy
1 minute.
Competition at the Comedy Works. She's going to do like 5 minutes. Give me your name again. Tiffie.
Thank you. I'm old. I'm an old guy. I'm the old guy.
Tiffie Pink.
I just want
What's
to
it
make sure I
like to
said
do
it
a
right.
set when the old guy can't even remember your name?
Put your
It's good
slider
in
up a
case
little.
it goes bad.
Second generation comic. That's nice. I love that. Go ahead.
That's okay. Leave it alone. We're good. I got volume right here.
Hi, everyone. You guys are probably ignoring me, and that's fine. I'm a teenager. That's life. I turned 18 not too long ago, and I was together with my family. We were at the spaghetti factory. It's pretty innocent. And my little grandmother, she's a tiny little Italian lady. She's adorable. She reaches over to me, and I'm wanting this wisdom. She's going to bestow. She's like, Tiffy, always use protection. I'm
Wait.
like,
This
Grandma.
is another bit they
I
rejected.
mean,
it.
she has a 76-year-old boyfriend, and I'm not buying that he fell down the stairs and broke his hip, if you get my drift.
She's at a tavern.
Right.
It's appropriate.
She's working.
No,
She's
so
working.
I went to Walmart.
It was so appropriate for that
Not
night.
to buy condoms or any of that. And, just looking at the people and the kids, I don't want to go, Mommy! They're dragging them. No, I don't. Nobody wants to
It
deal
is
with
so
that.
hard to watch yourself.
It's enough for me. I also
You gotta
don't
get
like
used to it.
getting sweaty. That could be why I'm a virgin.
Gotta get used to
Is it tough that I don't laugh?
At
and neither does
recently, I
Eugene?
started driving.
Shut up.
Because when you're over
if you
16
do this a long time,
and you
like
don't
just-
drive, people start to wonder.
I'm
like,
analyzing.
Yeah.
Oh, sugar, you
Like
don't drive?
I promise that I laugh.
Something's not right with her. She's
Yeah,
not
like, don't
driving.
freak out
Johnny,
when
you stay
people are
away from
watching
her.
this
You don't
stuff
talk
and
to
they're
that
not
girl. She
laughing or
don't
something.
drive. There's
Maybe
something
they're just
wrong.
analyzing and
So my town is they're notorious for being butts when you're driving. They're like, so I was really, really grateful when they were being nice to me as I was driving along. They keep doing the peace sign at me, except they're only doing it with one finger.
yeah.
There it is. There it is.
That's a good
They're
bit.
old, so
Keep
I
your
just
finger
shake it
up.
off, and
Wow.
I turn around
Yeah,
and I smile at
show
them,
it
and
to
they
all
do it
three
even
sides
more.
of the
I mean,
room.
they're just so sweet.
Okay, because people, if they're
No, and
Like,
lately
if
I've been
you're
doing
looking at
some
me from there,
dating.
they can't see
I
it.
went on a.
So
I had
that's
my
what we
friend.
all
She
do.
set me up with a
You
guy.
watch
It was a
people and
blind
they'll, like,
date.
stage a bit like
He
that.
was
They
actually
show it to all
blind,
the
which
sides
was
of the
really
room.
nice. I didn't have to do my hair or makeup. This other one though, I was like, after that, it was a little iffy, too touchy. So I was like, when she told me she had another guy, I was a little dubious, but. She's like, he has a car and he drives. And I was like, that's
Dubious,
nice.
I
The
love
last
that.
one walked to pick me up and he had a limp. He was just, hi, baby. No. Then she also told me, she said he goes to church and he has a degree. I love older men and I love them educated.
Hello.
So I was like, all right, set me up. He
Hello
had a
there.
degree, all right. 3rd degree murder.
Sorry.
That wasn't
Couldn't
it
help
though.
it.
He was Baptist. Nobody's
He
got
had a
time for
degree,
that.
though, third degree in murder. That's hysterical.
High school's a
Hey, look,
really
the mountains
weird
are coming
place.
in.
So lately we've had a lot of suicides.
Snowstorm.
That is such an innuendo
And
that I
we were
can't
supposed
do.
to, everyone was in
Sorry.
We should have never done
I should have
that.
never said that. My
Everybody
bad.
was
That
encouraged
was
to do
completely
something
bad.
to
My
outreach
bad.
to everyone.
didn't
So
see
they
that.
started handing out these flyers.
For
You
the
matter.
audience.
Get 15% off Burger
There we
King.
go.
Like, and that's all for tonight. I'm Tiffie Pink.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you did great.
You did great.
Tiffie Pink right there.
How'd you think you did?
I was terrified. I wasn't ready.
Sure. You're fine.
You didn't look like you were terrified.
If you know, if you don't
You were
think you're ready,
talking,
that's fine.
quickly. People when they're nervous do that a lot.
What do you mean by you weren't ready?
I didn't know I was doing a set.
No, she didn't know that she
No,
was going
she
to be
wa-
on the show.
Mama here.
I booked Mom,
Okay.
and I had no idea that she was even in the clean comedy competition, which we're going to talk about too.
So that's fine.
Are you in the competition? at all?
Yes,
explains
You're in the
me
clean
too.
comedy competition, right? So you're both going to be in the competition.
Yes,
Tell
not
me
on the
about that.
same night though.
What is that about? What is that? Where is that? How is that? How does that happen?
That's going to be at the Landmark.
The
And
Comedy Works at the Landmark?
yes,
Okay.
Comedy Works Landmark.
What's that like?
That's going to be, well, it's all clean comedians, so it's very different.
Not even.
And there were only 40. Deacon Gray, who is heading up this contest, there were 40 comedians selected.
Okay.
And since clean comedians are kind of as rare as a white elephant type of thing, it's actually a very good contest,
Right.
know. But it's kind of
There's
hard
3
sometimes.
females.
Really? Total?
Yeah, out of 40.
Wow. And 2 of them in the same family?
Yeah.
But I think they're adding some others as standby for people that have already, had a trip come up or an emergency. So they have standby people. So there'll be more females, I'm sure.
Oh, good.
Yeah, because we've had a ton of female comics.
Yeah, there's plenty.
That's pretty much all we've had in the last month.
Again, to speak on the casting director's
That's-
benefit, there's 4 of them who are clean.
That's
There's 2 of them.
So there'll be
potentially.
more females coming in, I'm sure.
Right.
Yeah,
It's-
that's a popular. You can see a lot of senior women that are coming into their senior status in comedy, complaining about the women, but like coming up being extremely filthy and shock driven.
well,
Which is-
and so are the guys.
Sure,
I
sure, but I don't. I don't read anybody complaining about that. I just see senior women speaking to other senior women, going, "Knock it off," which I love.
Well, I
guess we're
I complain
doing
about
it.
it.
Yeah,
I do.
yeah.
I mean, I get tired of seeing, 7 25 to 28 to 32-year-olds in a row complain about how terrible their life is and why they can't move out of mom's basement.
What do you think
it gets old to
clean
me.
means? And like you can give it to me in an artist perspective, and then what do you think the customer?
Is the one finger joke clean to you?
No, not at all.
Okay.
So what do you think clean means, both of you?
Clean language and clean content, not drug innuendos and, sexual content. I think.
Shouldn't that be pretty standard?
What?
Like if someone's saying clean, like you go, why don't we just avoid sex as a topic? Like,
Oh yeah. If you say working clean, you really can't have sex as a topic. Can you?
what do you think of that, Tiffie?
Well, clean it's not supposed to be offensive, so I don't think there is a true definition of clean except for the general.
I would think there is one. Does soap get you clean?
brand.
Yeah, correct. So if somebody is using, like a cheap standard of clean and they're not getting the job done, does the audience get to be like, yeah, we love, Brian Regan is clean. He's specifically clean. He's always clean. He builds a show around that. People buy lots of Brian Regan tickets
To see
to
a
go
clean
to that.
act.
Bill Cosby,
Yeah.
is it relentlessly clean? And people buy tickets to go to that. So
And he's filthy rich.
sure, that's a good pun. Or innuendo. I think.
On the other side, Bob Saget.
I put it out there because as a person who hosts and or produces a lot, I produce a dirty holiday show, and I can look at people and go, "That's the time to be dirty." But at clean, I can hear a lot of comedians they spend a lot of time debating,
Well, yeah, exactly.
and so now I want to just pose it to from the audience perspective, you know, at a company event or a city event or a holiday party, what do you think is clean?
Like she was saying, the no drugs and no swear, no middle finger jokes.
Sure. Do you think you can bridge that gap artistically, like without trying to call it a compromise? Like in other words, by saying, you know, like trying to get your middle finger joke in on a clean show, it's you know, causing you a sorry. I have somebody complaining about a dirty joke on a clean show. Can you, now that you've say maybe we've gotten this far in the conversation, can you tell me what you think you do to write clean jokes and maybe to know the difference when it comes to the buyer's side?
As in knowing how to differentiate.
Yeah, what would you if you knew, like, say if you want to stay with this and you're like, boy, I want to do holiday shows next year and the year after and the year after that. That's pretty much like if you want to do comedy, the holidays are going to come up generally every year, generally around December, and generally there's going to be a lot of a market for and a request from comedy club owners
for some clean
it
comedy.
up
Clean.
Because their people are bringing
So-
their Christmas parties in. Yeah.
you know, with me giving you that suggestion, that doesn't mean you have to go take those gigs, either of you. But if you wanted to, do you see, like, that'd be something you want to do, and then how would you maybe, you know, what would you do to approach those gigs in the future?
I would make sure I had a completely clean set that went with the guidelines of no sexual innuendos, drugs, swearing. And then you can always have your alternate set, like with my friends. And when I'm just, I go up to the Native American reservation. This is how I started also going into comedy.
Okay.
There's nothing to do up there. You just sit in a big circle.
It's with the church.
Oh, got you. Okay.
It's a mission.
Kind of where I ended up practicing comedy. And that was all clean.
So do you do
I'm
any
primarily
religious
clean.
comedy?
I don't even swear that much.
Do you do any
That
religious
much.
comedy? Do you do any?
Comedy. Not as much. Not really.
There is a circuit. There is a you know, a church. They call it the church circuit, but there
I've
is a
seen
circuit of comics that
some of
work,
the-
you know, very clean.
Yeah. Well, our church has brought in 2 of them, I believe. Doug Addison
Yes.
and another guy. And I think
Michael
I admire
Jr.
them, but
Okay,
I don't. I'm not this sounds terrible. I'm a Christian. Enough on the Bible to be able to make fun of the various aspects or have jokes about that. I don't want to do anything offensive or uneducated because that just makes you look stupid.
Right.
Sure.
Gotcha. Do you have any heroes in this business?
Actually, they're local because I don't watch television that much.
Gotcha.
I love Kevin Fitzgerald
Yeah.
and
Dr.
Hippie
Yeah.
Man and Mudflap
Nice.
Steve.
Nice.
Sam.
And
Sam Adams. Yeah.
From our church.
how about you? How about you? Any heroes in this business?
Some of the ones that she said, you know,
The locals?
the same ones. Some of the locals, and George Lopez, and Bob Hope is gone.
Oh,
but
that's
I loved
great.
him.
Wow,
and
that's
Carol
fun to have.
Burnett.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You know,
Some of my favorite comedy ever.
They just and
Yeah.
Lucy, of course. I mean, they're phenomenal,
Yeah.
or they were.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
I think they still are.
Yeah, they
You
are.
know, their catalog carries, and they get their hip factor here and there. You know, there's going to be somebody who does Button Down Mine, a Bob
just-
Newhart.
Yes.
amazing.
You know, if they bring back Mitch Hedberg in 3D,
I think Bob
you
Newhart
know,
was
then the Bob Newhart
Yeah,
tour
Bob
is
Newhart.
coming around, and people are going to pay
Yeah.
for that in 3D.
Yeah.
You know, because I would, if I was going to watch any of them, I don't think I'd ever watch Hedberg in 3D. But
Did you ever hear Bob
in
Newhart
3D,
do
I'd wanna see
the
it.
smoking bit about when he was? It was funny. The whole premise was the guy that went over and discovered America. And, and he discovered tobacco.
Yeah.
And he's trying to explain it to the people back in England, like what he's bringing back. It was the funniest thing in the world. Anyway.
He does a third person thing. His joke is that you have to imagine what the other person he's talking to is saying.
Exactly.
And that's very clever.
That's crazy.
Here's something I want to say phrase to all of y'all, because your mother and you do open mics together. That's where you'd work mostly together, and then here you are in contests together. And the people you're meeting at the contest, they also do other things like open mics, where, to give you all a break, it's really hard to write clean material at a place where it's selling 5-cent drafts,
Right.
and there's people are recovering from their alcoholism by drinking through it. As an audience. So that like the marketplace for clean jokes is tough.
Right.
But, how would you star? And we asked earlier about showcasing. Like when you're going to win a contest, it may not, winning the prize is one thing, but getting booked again.
That's
winning. Is
Good
really
point.
winning
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
how can you do? I guess. And why I ask new people these questions? We have a lot of audience members who are brand new, like you. So your
we also-
strategy is as good as theirs.
We also have audience members who have not yet got on stage, who just watched this show because they want to be comics and they haven't built up the,
Yeah, they don't have the courage you have.
to
So
do it yet. So you're helping them.
What would you do to showcase what you got right now at the clean contest, and to make people go, I can't wait to see her again? And does it compromise any of your trendy little skinny jeans material at the place where they sell Pabst Blue Ribbon real cheap?
Yeah. Do you do?
I'm asking a two-part question there,
Yeah.
and to both of you.
You want to answer first?
Oh, you want? Well, for the clean comedy contest, I wanted to do a joke about my boyfriend who has a DUI. I said, he rides the bus all the time, and that's, but come to find out, he doesn't care about air pollution or, fluorocarbons. He has 3 DUIs. Well, if the audience all has DUIs, nobody thinks it's funny.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
True. Good point.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's also clean because I'm not the one with the DUI. So can I joke about DUIs?
I think it's clean.
I think it is.
I think that's clean, too.
Very clean.
Yeah, I'm not the one
sure.
telling everybody, I have,
And I think that maybe personalize it to you instead of, he's not doing this because of what you do. Like, I'm doing this. I'm on the bus. I'm thinking we're ecologists. You're sacrificing because
that's funny.
we have to. And turns out he's got 3 DUIs. That's why I'm on the bus. And that way it's a joke on you.
By bus? Or do you
No.
commute by car?
No,
Well, he
by
does.
car.
He can.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
get
but
that.
he's
You could
fictitious.
say-
I tell
yeah,
lots of the
yeah.
comedians that ask me out that I have a boyfriend that I'm in love with.
Sure. That he's,
you have to.
my boyfriend's fictitious.
So he
as
changes
well,
sometimes.
Mine
Yours
too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So it changes because I forget what I
His
told him about
boyfriend
the
is the
last
most-
boyfriend.
This is
Well,
the
let's
most
see.
fictitious of all of us.
Thank you.
Also
Because
the
I can't
most
remember what I
handsome.
told him about the last one, It's like, oh, that one, that one had money, that one didn't. That one,
Right.
So Janet, this is what I want to get to you is, do you say when you go to those places where the PBRs flow and the audience is about 24 to 31 and they're broke, what do you see as, what's the value in going to that open mic? Do you go to those and do you find them worth it?
I do.
They are, aren't they?
Yeah, and
A lot of people would say, they're like, back to Who's Afraid.
Right.
People,
A lot of people say no.
People would be like, I'm not going there. There's nothing to get out of there. What
They
can people
don't
get
think-
from value out of those open mics?
Well, this is what I think. And I'm by no means, what do I know? But every show makes you a better comedian. Every open mic. This is just what I believe, And I just want to go as far as I can without compromising.
Now,
Lots of people,
as far
there's
as
no
you
place
can,
to go. Yeah.
Let's say, snap your fingers. Tomorrow you're where you want to be. Where is that?
Well, doesn't everybody
That's-
want to be,
what do
on
you
a
wanna- I mean,
sitcom or part in a movie?
We hear writer out of some
Is it?
people.
Yeah, a lot of
I'm
people
always
we get writer lately. A lot of
Oh, okay.
the new
You
know,
comics
'cause I
coming up
read
say,
their writing,
I want to
I'm
be a
like,
writer
serious?
on Leno
Okay.
or whatever. But, all right.
No, so I mean,
Yeah, you want to be
a
you want to do
sitcom
sitcom
or-
actress?
or maybe movies because then you get done with them. You do this huge project and you work every day,
Right.
and you just work until you're exhausted, and then you're done for a while until your next
Right.
movie. But
And then you're worrying about, oh my God, I'm spending $1,500 a minute.
Yeah.
Where's the money going?
Follow my friend Ronnie on Facebook. He doesn't seem to have a day off. On Friday he raps, and on Monday he shows up.
Exactly.
So
That's how you do it. You have to, buddy.
I'd love to
Please.
have that.
And my
That's the way to keep the
So
mortgage.
I definitely can see acting. Do you take acting classes or pursue
I
it at
have
all?
before, but I need to do it again, of course. Because just like the comedian thing, everybody thinks they can be a comedian, and they come up and they say, "Where'd where do you get your jokes? Where's the book? Yeah, I'm going to do this. I just need to find my jokes. And it's like, bam, you write them yourself, you know?
Mel Healitz, her Comedy Writing Secrets. And then I took an acting coach in Los Angeles that squarely, I put myself on Will and Grace, but Third Rock from the Sun comes from having an acting coach and going there probably, 70 to 80, 100 times.
What did it cost you?
300 for 10.
Yeah.
So or 30. There was some sort of buy 10.
Yeah, there's definitely an investment in the.
Yeah,
in the-
exactly.
I bought a few others that didn't yield, and you're going to have to educate yourself about some things in the business. Stand up is one where I go. There's the only way we always see at the open mics, so that's how I know you're educating yourself. But to pay for an acting coach if you don't know how to act, that's going to.
Yeah, because there's a lot to it, you know?
Yeah.
And so you want to find out who got jobs from that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because my acting coach was able to cite people from Boston who got jobs because of her coaching, and that, was the difference between any other acting coach I've ever had. The ones that got jobs, had a list of people where they're like, this is who I get jobs from. So even here in Denver, you can be like, well, that's terrific. You're an acting coach. That's awesome. Who works?
Yeah, right. It's about the revenue and what's going to pay off, because my family comes first.
Sure.
I love my girls.
I would queue up your set, by the way, but we don't want to go through that same thing that I just did trying to get her set to play. So I'm just.
Okay.
That's fine. Plus,
Do you
like
want to try and find it?
I know it's all right. Continue. All right, we'll find it.
I just
'Cause
want to
they didn't like me
to.
that much.
Yes, they did too.
I guess
So nice.
the loop I want to get out of both of you is the what goes through your mind at an open mic, and what are the things people out there might be nervous about, and did you see something like that and conquer it, or are there things that keep you from going to open mics? You're young, so you may not be going to them.
She started.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
Sometimes they can be unkind because they have cliques and they don't, and they'll just sit there and stare at you, and you don't know if your joke's going to work with a real audience, because they're all comics and they've heard it all, and they're not laughing, they're not smiling, they're not giving you any encouragement, and then you can go to a showcase and they like that joke, so you really don't know where you stand sometimes.
I have a rule that if the comics laugh, throw it out.
I would, if the open mic,
That's a good
if
one.
the
No,
open mic treats you like that time after time again, find another open mic.
Yeah.
no,
they're
we
friendly.
found somewhere the people are
'cause that's-
wonderful.
Oh, cool. Where do you work?
Strange Grounds, they're real supportive. They're like,
good.
we'll get you in and out, so you don't have to, because I have a 13-year-old too, so she doesn't have to hear some of the stuff that's dirty. Instead of toning down the people that are just doing their material,
Right.
they're just like, okay, we'll get you in and out. We'll
Right.
work with you.
Yeah, we had the same.
Yeah,
issue
and
over the weekend.
and I really appreciate that.
Where is Strange Grounds?
Strange Grounds is on Broadway.
Broadway and
Down in
And
The Ranch?
South Broadway, kind
Sounds
of
like
where you had your
coffee place that does stand
your show
Yeah,
by the bar.
Okay.
It's not that far from the bar.
Oh, okay. So Alameda and Broadway area.
Okay. Gotcha.
Close to downtown for those of you watching around the globe.
And how have you found the open mic?
Well, I was really scared my first time to go on the open mic,
Right.
which was like about a month ago.
Okay.
Upset from the talent show I did last year because there's comedians. And Mom had told me that some of the comedians will not laugh. It's uncomfortable. And so I was
She's right.
nervous.
Yeah.
And I like doing it though, and I think it's interesting to have an eclectic variety of open mics so you can see what kind of audiences laugh
Right.
at certain jokes.
Right.
Like, for example, at Ari's, when I did my dirty joke that I've never done before, I knew that they had they were drunk.
Right. Right.
And they're probably,
For the set we were just watching.
She knows. She
Yeah.
knows the audience.
If that
Know
was
your
the
crowd.
guy right before you, right? Was
Yeah.
that the act right before?
That was the act right before.
I finish your point, and then I kind of want to
Go ahead.
offer a little bit of advice.
oh no, I knew they wouldn't laugh at if I had done something else. I had to get down on their level somewhat for them to be able to relate to it or find it amusing.
Right. I would say, wow, how do I even say that? You don't have to get down on their level for anyone. I mean, do your show at the level that you do your show, regardless of who's in the audience. That being said, know your audience. But, if my set is not for this crowd and I'm booked at this crowd, I do the best I can for this crowd and I move on. But I'm not so focused on making these people love me if they're not gonna. You know, if they'd rather see, you know.
You can just go, look, here, once a week, here's my joke for the skinny jeans kids at the thing. If you feel the need to go to that open mic, then you go, fine. Once a week, I'm going to get you one. And then go back to focusing on what you want, you know. And then you have some jokes for if your friend calls you and is like, I'm doing a college and I need an opener, can you please just... And then you show up and you talk to the kids and you go, here's my friend, and if you, I've had skinny jeans kids hate me with their eyes before. And guess what I'm thinking about you. So, you know, if you want, you can let those people have a lot of power. They're open micers at an open mic themselves. You know, believe me, if they're there to test actual material that they're going to get paid for, then you know their name and everybody goes, wow, when they walk in the door.
Right.
If it's someone who's at the open mic for the same need you are, then they're just posturing. They're using posture to tell you you don't belong in a place, an art form dedicated to people going, screw you, I don't belong.
Right, exactly.
Not only do I belong, but I'm funny about it.
And I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it. Talk about it funny.
I'm not going to give up.
And so I get to start the conversation and end the conversation. You go, because it's almost 6, 7 o'clock.
That's it.
It's fun to try. And it works best if you put the show right where you need it to be. And so always try to go do those auditions and then let it fail. This is a business about, you know, it's just trying a joke doesn't always mean it's going to work.
Comics have an average like baseball players.
Yeah.
If 3 out of 10 are great, you had a great night.
You had a great night.
If you wrote 10 jokes and 3 of them worked, you had a great night, babe.
And so it's good for you two for trying. It sounds like you can take criticism, both of you. And Jana, I see you all the time at open mics, and when I see you, I think I know she has kids, and I assume the kids in skinny jeans try to make you feel small. And that's why I always reach out to anybody who's over 24 or 25 and try to make them feel very large in front of the young skinny jeans kids. That makes the little kids in skinny jeans feel small.
Yeah.
And if I have a reputation in town for being an asshole to people in skinny jeans, that's why.
And
they constantly try to make people feel small.
That's exactly why he's on this show.
You know, I walk into places and reset the who's going to be small.
There are people in this town who you asked them about Eugene, they would tell you he's an ass.
I wouldn't listen.
I'm just saying. I mean, that, you know,
nothing to either one of you.
I've got no problem being an ass when I think it's my career. When you're talking about me and affecting me and how I pay my mortgage, how I pay my rent, then I got no problem putting people exactly where they should be in my life and moving right on. And if you're going to talk 3 days from now about what an ass I am, that's your problem. That's really your problem.
I think all comics have that kind of spirit. Let's just call it spirit, because if they've got the guts to get up there and put themselves in front of people doing jokes, you know, if you can do that, then you can say, I've had enough.
Well,
the buck stops here.
I would also go ahead.
Clicks are a power structure.
Yeah.
To grab some people who don't feel strong, and you know, when they've attained the word click, is when they've attained, you're probably a bunch of dicks.
Right.
You know, so, you know, a posse, a group of friends. I have a posse. I don't have a clique.
Exactly.
I've you know, a squad. People have their friends. They say, you know, the Growlicks aren't a clique. The Growlicks are.
Did you see their video on Funny or Die? You got to see it.
I got to see. I heard
you got to see it. They just put it out. It's very funny.
Yeah,
very funny.
You know, that's when those guys walk in, they empower people. They say hello. They're very, you know,
they're
they
nice.
introduce you, their name carries throughout the industry. They say nice things about people and they carry good messages forth. When you walk in and you see those, you know, those little cliques, kick their ass with jokes.
That's what I do.
Make them come up to you and be like, Jana, I want you on my show now. You know, and you can be like, I'm a little busy.
The day will come.
Yeah.
And you know who's
Nothing
been
better
really
than bringing the funny.
Yeah, exactly. Someone who's been really kind to us has been Terry Barton Gregg.
Oh, good.
We have watched her shows. We have been to her shows, you know, because she had dancing afterwards
Really?
too.
Sure.
She's introduced us to, you know, some of the headliners, and
She puts
really
together a
good-
great show up at Jake's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's very encouraging to both of us.
I heard she's got another show coming. on Facebook today, but I don't know where it's going to be. She's got a new show coming out, but I don't know where it's going to be. But yeah, Terry works all over town.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah. I just you know, I see you a lot around. It's exciting to meet your daughter. You know,
thank you, Chuck.
Don't let any of the guys in skinny jeans touch her.
Thank you.
No, I'm going to tell them. Uncle Chuck. Uncle Eugene, yeah.
You know, you don't have to describe Uncle to it. I'll do it in a professional manner. It's, you know, like, be careful about your daughter being around some of those places. But other than that, you know, feel free. Like, anybody gets to be a comedian. You just have, there's the job to do. If you're going to go on stage, talk through that microphone, the audience and the people who put on that show have a little bit of an expectation. Yeah. And so in there is the art, and you really get to, you have a fun time delivering it.
Right on.
Yeah, oh, and I would also, by the way, Tiffie, just greet the audience when we watch the tape.
Yes.
Take a look at how
take a minute and say hello.
Right into your thing.
Hi, how you doing? I'm blah blah blah.
Yeah. Feel free to greet them and tell them the truth. You did. You're like, I'm in high school and stuff. I think the bit. How's that bit go that you said right at the beginning?
I'm a teenager. I don't care if people ignore me.
People ignore me all the time. I'm a teenager.
Okay. Again, think of that one from their point of view. Like, I'm an adult. I hate it when someone tells me what I'm thinking. You know, so like that's when I hear the bit, I know exactly what you're up to. But as an adult, you might have picked up I'm wicked stubborn. You know, so if you go like, if you walk up there presupposing the audience, you know, has an opinion about you being a teenager, that might be 30% of them, but it ain't 100% of them. You know, so I guess
don't
your
alienate
homework.
Anybody out the back.
Think about how to rephrase that joke with, like, to include everybody in on the laugh. You're on the right track. You're a teenager and nobody pays attention to you. But I guess if there's a way to get everybody to include you, you know, like, make it everybody outside of Ari's Tavern doesn't listen to you, but the people at Ari's Tavern do. Right. And you're going to win them all over right to you. They're going to be like, this little girl is funny. She knows her play, saying, we're on her side. She just told us. Yeah. You know, Comedy Writing Secrets, the book is Mel Helitzer, and he'll tell you stuff like that.
That's great.
Mel
That's
Helitzer.
good stuff.
Yeah. We'll see this on YouTube, too, by the way, when we put it up on the channel.
Oh, yeah.
YouTube channel. Right on. We're done. I think we're done. Is it
I
time?
think we went over 7.
I think we went over 7. But, hey, this
7:03.
This flew by, didn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, when the guests are on time, sometimes it seems like we have a longer conversation.
That's the button. There it is. Okay, I'm sorry.
Away from the microphone.
I got you. I wanted to say thank you so much for being on the show. I mean, I love talking to comics. I love talking to new comics, young comics. Gosh, I really, really appreciate it. And 2 generations of comics this doesn't happen, and I love that this business is producing this now. That you know, I mean, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I love that this business is producing this. So thank you so much for being on.
We're really excited. Thanks for having us.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Right on,
Thank you very much.
Right
Thank you so much. Right on. And that's it. Good night. Where's my camera? Which one am I into? There. That's us.
You're gonna want to grab your mouse as well while you do all this.
Yeah. Oh, hey.
That camera.
That's it.
That camera.
All right, y'all. Are we there?
Yeah,
we're there.
And then get ready to sign off.
And here, you do that.
Like, if you sign off, all right. You continue your sign off and wing it.
Anyway, thanks a lot for watching EUGE. We're going to put what you just saw up on YouTube on our channel. Be sure to like the EUGEShow.com page on Facebook. Also like the channel, EUGE Show channel on YouTube. And thank you very much for watching. We really appreciate it. And God bless you.
I really.